And I First Light has just got me so inspired, and I recently purchased the Brosnan collection for the Bonds on Amazon.
Oh God.
So I watched Goldeneye, which is, in my opinion, the best Bond movie ever made. Like, it's just so good.
I think I've seen maybe 2 of the Bond movies.
God in heaven. You've only seen 2 of the Bond movies?
I think I've only seen like 2 of the Bond movies.
Poor man. Like,
I know one of them is Casino Royale.
Well, that's Daniel Craig. That's Craig.
Well, I'm talking about Bond in general.
Okay,
like
just in
any
general.
Bonds.
Casino Royale is a great movie. It's a great movie. There's 5 Daniel Craigs, 4 Pierce Brosnans, 2 Timothy Daltons. A ton of Roger Moore and a ton of Sean Connery. But, like, honestly, if it was you, me knowing you as who you are as a person, if I was going to recommend you Bond, I would say either start with Goldeneye and then go through the Brosnans, skip Die Another Day, and then watch the Craigs, or watch the Craigs, then go back and, like, watch some of the other ones if you're into it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Craigs are like, the Craigs are like borderline John Wick action. Like, they're fucking badass. But Goldeneye is the shit, man. That movie is a good movie just on its own merit. It's just a fucking good movie, man. Good movie. There's a scene where Bond tears down the fucking road in a tank. It's fucking amazing. Like, that movie is awesome. Awesome movie.
God.
Yeah, Goldeneye's the shit. But Brosnan did Goldeneye, Tomorrow Never Dies, which actually is better than I remembered it being, because I watched that one too. Then there's World Is Not Enough, which I absolutely love, but is real dark, and a lot of people didn't like it. Then there's Die Another Day, which never watch that movie unless you're high. Like, and if you're going to get high and watch that movie, more power to you, but watch other Bonds first so you can know how good Bonds are. Like, don't let that be like your first
one.
Because it would be like, what is this shit? There's a full castle made out of ice. There's legitimately an invisible car. And they physically whitewash the fucking Korean bad guy.
Oh, no.
Like, he's a North Korean bad guy, and he gets plastic surgery to look and sound like a British white dude.
Oh, that is terrible.
It is terrible.
God. What?
It is terrible. That happens in a fucking movie. No joke. It's Pierce Brosnan's last outing. It's a fucking nightmare. It is a nightmare film. I want to get very high. I want Melissa to get very high, and I want to watch it with her, because she watched Goldeneye and most of Tomorrow Never Dies with me. So, like, I want to get high and watch it with her and just make fun of it, because it's so bad.
I'm a sucker for bad movies, though.
It's good. Just don't let that be your first one, because I don't want you to think that's the tippy top of the Bond Mountain. Like, the tippy top of the Bond Mountain is Goldeneye. It is Goldeneye. Goldeneye all day, every day. The stunts are amazing. The plot is amazing. It keeps you guessing. Like, it's just a legitimately good spy fucking movie. And then the Daniel Craigs. All the Daniel Craigs are good.
Time to get your fix. It's a horrible gaming podcast. It's not good, it's not great. Horrible gaming podcast. It's not even what you would call fair. It's really not that good. Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. You, dear listener, for whatever reason, have decided to tune into another Horrible Gaming Podcast. I am not alone. Usually I am never alone. With me is
Neil, a.k.a. Tiny Wizard.
And we're here. We are definitely going to be talking about what everybody is talking about, Xbox blinking. And we'll get to that later. We also have some news and some fan traction to cover, as per se usual. And, you know, hopefully we can actually get 2 weeks in a row for for a change. But we're back, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. In any case, let's go ahead and take a second to thank the people who make this show possible. Behind our ugly mugs, you see a custom graphic that was provided by Mr. Mark Bell. We thank him for that. And then, of course, the theme song for this show and all of our shows here at Old Man Gaming are provided by the man who makes the music, my brother Nick Van Sliders. We thank him for that. Now, we'll be right back with everybody's favorite Fanteraction.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our first segment, our most important segment, that's Fanteraction. We are a smaller show. We get to use that size to communicate with you guys, the fans, when you write your comments on the YouTubers. So we read them out, we riff on them, we talk about them. Sometimes they make us angry. We shall see what the recipe is today. So we got our usual suspects, Jason and Will, today. Jason starts us off. Only game I paid full normal price for in the last few years was Hogwarts Legacy. Parentheses, I bought the deluxe or whatever for $80. And it's Zach's fault. Other than that, mostly I buy games for cheap on sale, though I do buy unnecessary stuff for Dead by Daylight way too often because addict, which is also Zach's fault. How's it my fault you're into Dead by Daylight? I thought you were into Dead by Daylight before me. You gotta answer that, because I thought you were the one who got me into Dead by Daylight. I am very confused here. Nonetheless, I'll take the credit for Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is good. I don't even like Harry Potter, and I liked that game. It's fun. It's a good game. I don't really pay full price for games anymore. First Light, I paid full price for First Light because I'm a big Bond guy, and it just looked really good to me. And I'm honestly not regretting the decision. Other than that, though, I don't think there's any like $60 or $70 game. I paid for WWE 2K26, but in all fairness, this would probably be the last time I do that. So, there's been a handful, but like I kind of wait for the sales now too myself.
Yeah, there's some games that I've been waiting for them to go on sale. There's some games that are like I have my wish list on Steam.
Yeah.
More so for a lot of stuff like I want to play Mouse PI.
But okay.
I have so many other games right now. Mm-hmm. Like, and then I'm just a fool in starting other things too, you know. Yeah. But when it comes to like paying full price, I will pay full price for some games, but that also said, like when I think of full price, I'm talking like 60/70/ whatever the status quo is now. I don't consider like a $30 indie game buying that at full price as a quote unquote full price game.
You know, that's a good point, because I do buy a lot of full price games if I'm spending, if we're counting just full price being full price of the game product. I buy a lot of full price games. They're just indie games that cost, $20, $25, $30. Although in fairness, again, Steam almost always does a first week sale when the game comes out that's 10% off. Like, I don't think I've seen any game in 2026 that's launched that doesn't have that 10% off for the first week. So I guess I'm not really spending the full price there. And as far as the games to play, I'm with you. I have had to like pull my hand back from purchasing Mina the Harrower like multiple times because that game just speaks to me. But I don't want to get it until I'm done with the multiple games that I am very into right now. Nitrogen Omega, 007 First Light, and then No Man's Sky, which just came out with another huge freaking update because there's no chill at Hello Games at all.
No. It also makes me wonder what they're doing with Light No Fire, if they're just slamming these updates for No Man's Sky.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And like I would think, like I would almost be of the suspicion that it's dead. Like they actually aren't going to make it. But like they're constantly talking about it still. Like Sean is constantly like every update that comes out at the bottom of it, he's like, "Hey, we're also making Light No Fire. Please wishlist it," which is like, crazy to me. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I also want to see if they sunset No Man's Sky to start Light No Fire, or if we're gonna continue to see like updates from both. You know, are they two different teams, or you know what I mean? Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if Hello Games is big enough to have like two
That's-
teams working on those things.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
And they keep saying they're sharing technology from No Man's Sky in the Light No Fire thing. So does that mean one team is working on both, or does that mean you do actually have two teams dedicated to this somehow? And they're just smaller teams. I don't know. But moving on in fan traction, William Hohen, hi! Exclamation point. So just so you know, Zach, I'm at the 5th volume of 7 of The Dark Tower. Hopefully we'll be able to have our discussion before winter. Hopefully. I don't know if you really want to have the discussion with me, but hopefully. If games looked less good, they would cost a lot less to make. Thank you. Could have more time put into developing mechanics, but they couldn't sell us powerful systems needed to run them. We'll talk about that in a second. Also, games looks the way they do because the people giving the money to develop them aren't gamers, and the only thing they can understand is how good a game looks and how much money can be extracted from it. We are now May 20th. Surprise, surprise. Nothing really happening with GTA 6. And by the way, Rockstar shouldn't have any leeway and none of the hype they get. The last good game they made is from 2018. Come on now. No need for any hype or pre-orders. Thanks for the show. Go get some bed. Always.
Go get some bed.
Get some bed. Okay. So, lots to unpack from this one. I think that you are right on a lot of levels. I think one of the biggest problems with gaming right now as an industry is not the developers. It is CEOs and corporate guys who are behind the developers, who own these companies and don't understand how to run them, what they do, what the art is, don't play the art, don't enjoy the art. They only understand spreadsheets. They only understand, ooh, look, good game, people will buy. So I am with you on that, but I still, that is the problem, right? Like that's the problem because the appearance of the game has ceased to matter. We have hit the singularity. The games are going to look as good as they need to look ever right now. Like, unless you're talking full photorealism, and when was the last time you needed a game to look full photorealistic? Never. We're at a point where, like, the graphics are as good as they need to be. They're trying to squeeze these little increments that require huge dollars out of stuff. The ray tracing thing, the ray tracing craze, the, what is it? Above 60 frames per second and the 140K, 8K stuff. This requires obscene amount of money to create the processing power to actually make those effects happen. And those effects matter very little to a human eye, which cannot really experience the detail that is coming from them. So yeah, we are at this weird point where they're trying to justify the hardware that nobody needs. And again, we're in a place where the problem is created by them and they're trying to solve that problem by convincing us that it was never a problem in the first place.
Yeah, I think at this point, what they're really trying to go for is the next benchmark is going to be the 4K 120 frames a second, which is there's some games out there that can hit that on like PC and stuff like that, but it requires crazy hardware to be able to do that. But I mean, something else I don't know as if a lot of people necessarily consider, like your display has to also be able to keep up with that. So then you're introducing, the whole idea of buying a new TV. I mean, like I just had this conversation with somebody.
A TV that can actually do that.
Yeah, like as it stands, like we have a 4K TV upstairs, but it's like first gen 4K. Like I think I got that TV back in 2017, 2016, something like that. So that TV now is almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it does what I need it to do, but it is starting to show its age with some screen tearing and the smart features and everything like that. You know, eventually you're going to have to upgrade these things. So on top of buying a console that's going to be, you know, let's be real at this point. The new consoles coming out are going to be like $1,000+ You're also going to need to spend another $1,200 to $1,500 on a TV too to make it all worth it in the end.
Yep.
You don't buy a sports car and put basic gas in it that.
And again, you don't need any of it. Like that's the real crime here is how much they're convincing us that this stuff matters. A sports car, like to use your sports car reference, how good is a sports car on a 35-mile-per-hour road?
Exactly.
Like if you're planning on driving the legal limit, it doesn't matter, and it's actually less comfortable than a normal car. You're looking at the exact same thing with this. Our eyes cannot recognize the differences that are happening on the screen anymore. Like we're past that. 8K, the 120 frames per second. You don't need that to be able to play a video game or to be able to enjoy the video game. And you actually being able, I would be really interested to see somebody put up, a game 4K 120 and ray tracing, same game in normal 60 frames, and have them try and pick out which one the difference is. Because I would argue that they're not going to pick out the difference 9 times out of 10. Because there's not really much difference to notice. The ray tracing thing is, I feel like I'm on crazy pills with ray tracing. I feel like ray tracing is the biggest con that has hit, consumer marketing in forever. I remember watching the ray tracing the first time they showed ray tracing off on the Minecraft, and they're like, "This is Minecraft without ray tracing. This is Minecraft with ray tracing." I was like, "They look the same." It's like Blue Steel and Magnum is like Zoolander. Like, am I on crazy pills? Like, how is this happening? How is anybody like, oh my God, look at the ray tracing? Like, it's the same fucking image. I don't understand what we're talking about here. I think that, and again, they're trying to justify these improvements that they can't make anymore, because the problem with the gaming space is the gaming space, when it became big, was driven by innovation. It was driven by the next bigger thing. It was driven by what's on the horizon, and that's what they were always trying to achieve. Because of that, the industry itself never found a balance. It never became like a supermarket or like a Walmart or like something like that, where it just exists and maintains. It always has to be climbing, and if it's not climbing, it fails, because that's how it's structured. And that's a huge problem, because they never found that, and we're at the top of the mountain. There's nowhere else to go.
And on top of that too, I mean, we even just talked about this a little bit here, just very briefly in the in-between. Like I just got done playing Stardew Valley before I jumped on here. That game doesn't need. I could run that thing on a freaking potato.
Yep.
Yep.
Mina the Harrower is going to win Game of the Year across the board in so many different places. It's a 10 out of 10. It's an 8-bit game. Like, you don't need that shit. You don't need that shit. Like, I was just having a conversation in the break with you about First Light, and my biggest problem with First Light is it doesn't have to look as good as it is, and does not have to require the specs that it requires. It just doesn't. Like, and it would be just as impactful and good. And I think that, like, that's a huge problem with that's the problem with AAA gaming. But we got to move on. We got to move on. Next comment is Jason. I'll tell you right now, man, you should skip this episode if this is how you feel. But he says, I am so sick of GTA 6 barfing phase. I don't care about GTA 6. I'm probably not going to play GTA 6. I barely played GTA 5 in the past several years. Also, I keep wasting my money buying DBD cosmetics. I bought Toxic Springtrap and William Hudson, this guy. Okay. We are going to be talking a little bit about GTA 6 today. I am going to tell you right now, if you don't want to listen to the rest of this episode, I completely understand. Feel free to turn it off. That being said, I am kind of with you. And I think a lot of the crux of the discussion, at least from my part, is going to be mirroring this paragraph. So if you're into me agreeing with you on shit you don't want to listen to anymore, stay tuned.
I'm actually glad that this is what we're going to be doing because, funny enough, I didn't know before Zach had told me that Fable.
I know, I beat him to a news story. I never do.
And a pretty big one, too. Like, yeah,
Huge one.
I was actually kind of surprised. But what's it called? My mind just went completely blank.
What called?
Oh, yeah. It kind of goes into that article that I had sent you the other day.
Yes. Yeah.
That was very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm going to be mirroring a lot of that stuff in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I honestly, at the same time, I'm so sick of hearing about GTA. I mean, for those people who want to play the game and are fans of the series, I am so happy for you. Seriously, truly, honestly, like,
I'm concerned
but at the
for
same
you.
It's just like it's weird. It's weird that it has this much sway.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about it. And then finally, Jason finishes off with Darkest Dungeons and Dead by Daylight collaborated for this Rift. Survivors and Killers are getting Darkest Dungeons class and monster cosmetics, which is so cool. I did not know this was happening. I get it now. That's absolutely awesome. I would have spent money on that too. So I'm totally with you there, Jason. I mean, I still have to repurchase Dead by Daylight and regrind it because I don't have Game Pass anymore. So there's that. So that finishes up fan interaction. As we have already spoiled through the comments, our topic today is Fable blinked. And not only did they blink, they basically admitted they blinked and decided to delay their game to February 2027, specifically because of GTA 6's release. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the credit that GTA 6 has, whether it is due, it's not, and what we think about that. So yeah, if you want to hear that, stay tuned. If you don't, I get it.
We understand.
We understand.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our talking point. We already spoiled it. You know what it is. So, just recently, Xbox announced that they are delaying Fable from the presumed September release date to February 2027. That's their new release window. They cited that they want to make sure that Fable gets its moment and isn't eclipsed by anything else. Basically, all but saying we don't need time for polish or anything. We just don't want to release near GTA 6, which is hilarious to me because what are they going to do when GTA 6 delays?
Yeah.
What are you going to do when they delay? Are we going to do this? Are we just going to keep hopping around until like GTA 6 finally comes out? Like, so no games get to come out till GTA 6 comes out? Like, it's fucking stupid. But this is a major hyped up game. People are very excited to see. That would be arguably competition. I mean, slightly arguably. I don't think anybody who's going to buy Fable is going to buy GTA 6 on the same day. Like, you know, I don't think anybody is like, which one do I get? Like, they're completely different genres, completely different types of games, completely different areas. Like, you're either excited and kind of okay on one or excited on the other and kind of okay about the other. So it's a really weird thing. But we are in this weird space where GTA 6 has all this street cred. Like, they are the cock of the walk. They barely release games. I think William Holm pointed out best the last game they released was 2018. And yeah, but everybody's scared to release around them. It completely changes the whole ecosystem of gaming every time they make an announcement. The other thing I don't like is how much is put on GTA 6 to like save the industry, which is insane to me. It's insane to me that we are doing this.
Yeah, I think I really think that there's some deep rot problem, like that one single solitary game is being put up on this pedestal of a shining beacon of this is what will save the gaming industry. I mean, think about it. Over the past few years, it's been like referred to as something that is going to save the industry. It's going to set trends. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. The game itself is so hyped now. It's not even about the game. It's about the game's existence. And it's a sequel to Grand Theft Auto, which, yes, it is one of the the highest grossing games of all. I think it is the highest grossing game of all time in existence. I get
GTA
it.
5,
I 100% get why, CEOs and everything would be creaming their jeans over this game. But at the same time, why have we gotten to this point? It's not about the game itself. I think it's a symptom of the industry as a whole right now. Nobody wants to be near this thing whenever it comes out because they're so terrified of it. That is a huge problem.
Yeah.
And it's not normal. It's really not normal either.
Well, and something I want to hone in on before we get into the whole like big landscape of it. These games being so afraid to be released next to GTA that they're willing to move or switch. The reason, okay, so like, I just want to point this out. If you released a game, right, and you released it alongside a really popular game, right, that game is probably going to outsell you in the first week, right? Doesn't mean that anybody who wasn't going to buy that game isn't going to buy that game in the future, right? You just don't have the best opening week, right? Here's the thing. I just want to... Why is that bad? Why would it be bad that GTA 6 outsells Fable in the first 2 weeks of it coming out? The reason is how in debt the company is to have made Fable, because that's how we do the AAA games market. The reason none of these fucking games want to come out in the space next to GTA 6 is they have to make so much money so fast to justify their existence that they can't take the risk of not being the number one game sale in that space. That's the problem, because if these people were being realistic about their games or the goals or the amount of money that they were spending on those games and goals, they would not give a shit if they were number one in the week one. And they would really understand, especially in gaming, that it is about long-term sign-on and player count than actual sales in the first fucking however many hours, right? So like, I think that is the biggest rot, right? In my opinion, is the fact that you have such an over expenditure in AAA games, so much money thrown at these projects that the amount of money they need to make that worth it, to make that justify it, is impossible to get if it releases against anything that is even remotely hyped up. So they have to avoid GTA 6 at all costs, or they can't justify it and everybody loses their job. And that's madness. That is the height of fucking madness in an industry when we have gotten to that point where every fucking game is a lottery. Everything is a roll of the dice, whether you're going to have a job, whether the company is going to go under. Everything's mortgaged, everything's heavy leveraged, so much that that everybody in the world has to buy the game twice. That's nuts to me. And like, the reason Fable moved, okay, is because that's where they are. Fable has been in development for 10 plus years at this point. Yeah, like 10 plus years at this point. They have hired tons of people. They have spent millions, billions of dollars on this game, and they have to make that back. And they can't make that back. Then they have to make that back the minute it comes out, because if they don't, they can't pay off anybody. The bills don't come due until the game comes out, right? So like you delay the game coming out so that the bills don't come due right away, and people are a little bit okay with that, and that's okay. But they have to pay those bills, and they can't always do that if they're released next to anything big, and that's fucking nuts. It's nuts, man. Do you think that if Yacht Club was releasing Mina the Harrower in the same week as GTA 6, they'd give two shits?
No, because they're it's a different game for a different audience, like you were talking about there before. And I believe reading between the lines here, it kind of tells us a couple things. It tells us that their confidence in Fable means that they think they have a game of the year on their hands. I feel like they don't want to be anywhere near that for that reason. I feel like, because remember, this game has been in just such a tumultuous development. Remember, it was supposed to come out in 22, I think it was, when it was originally announced. Mm-hmm. Here we are 4 years later. No, gonna be technically 5, I guess, when the calendar rolls over. Not full years, but when this game comes out. All of these games nowadays have these, because they have such long development cycles, they cost so much more. But it is because they're making it be that way. And it goes back to what we've been talking about like forever now, is there's no need for us to go through and have these games with, whole teams. I mean, Rockstar is the one that did this. The team that developed for the horse testicles whenever it got cold outside.
Yes.
Like, these are astronomical costs that we don't need. And I guarantee you, there's going to be crazy shit that people are going to notice in GTA 6 when it comes out. But overall, Fable and every other game out there, they are scared for different reasons. Mostly financial. That's why, remember, there's that mystery game that Devolver has been talking about. We talked about before that they are intentionally keeping their release date like on the same day as GTA. We talked about this. That. Yeah, we talked about this in an odds and ends newsy bit one time.
I'm sure we did. My memory's just
but
failing.
Basically, they're the ones, Devolver, love them or hate them, they are intentionally making sure that this game comes out the day that GTA 6 comes out. So, it's very, very interesting. But I mean, they understand. They're not in direct competition with GTA. And I think it is kind of silly to think that, to your point, Fable and GTA are chasing two different audiences. Those people, who they're going to get it regardless of when it comes out.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the biggest problem, is you have Fable, which is a heavy RPG, action RPG, role-playing, kind of like create your own character, live in the world simulator sort of thing. And then you have GTA 6, which is a story-driven, 3D car modern. Like, these games are not speaking to the same people. Here's the thing, though. So why does Fable give a shit? And they give a shit because Fable needs to speak to everybody. It needs to speak to all the people who want to get it, but it also needs all the people who are like, there's nothing else to buy. Like, that's what it needs. And that's insane. That's insane that you have bet your company on that. The other thing is, I hate to be this guy, but where are your fucking balls that you think you've got a game of the year? You think you've got a game of the year on your hands as long as you're not up against another game? Like, what the heck, man? Get in the ring and fight it out. Like, I hate that. That's such a wimp move. It really is, to be like, well, we think we got a game of the year on our hand. As long as GTA 6 isn't anywhere near us, well, then you don't have a game of the year on your hands. You don't. If you can't say that you're better than every game, you don't. If you need to be in another year, you don't have a game in the year. It's so frustrating because of this, because like you said, Mina the Harrower is a completely different game. It's a completely different audience that is going out to buy that than the people who are waiting on bated breath for GTA 6. But Fable is too. Fable should not need to fear GTA 6. They are completely different animals. And maybe I am spoiled because I come from a world in which Call of Duty came out at the same time as Final Fantasy, and everybody was okay with that. And we're not okay with that anymore. Like because we've spent so much on these things that they are unsustainable. And I think that's the big problem. It's a big problem here is none of this is sustainable. If we have so much faith put on one game, it's not sustainable. We weren't sustainable in the first place. If we require one game's release to stimulate the industry to keep us alive, it wasn't an industry anymore. It was a shadow of an industry. Like, if we can't release next to them and be confident in our product, then we didn't have a product to release. Like, I would almost get it if Fable was like a Saints Row, you know? It's not. Come on. I see you. I see you creeping in the background. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. All right. I love you. 2 more days of school. Yeah, all right. Go get some sleep.
Yeah, when it comes to, like, Fable is one of those things. Here's how I kind of look at it. There are so many games out there that came out and were Game of the Year contenders, but they were just as good, if not better than, the game that won Game of the Year. I mean, think about, there was the year, it was like The Witcher, Undertale, I forget whatever else was in that. It was 2016, maybe, 2016, 2017.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a banger year, absolute banger of a year. And then we have other years where the Game of the Year contenders, it's a week release schedule, and we just say, yeah, this one here, totally fine, cool, whatever. We probably know, unless it comes out on fire for some reason, GTA 6 is probably going to win Game of the Year. I'm going to call it now.
I don't necessarily think it should. That's my thing. I think the only reason it's going to win,
should and will are two different words.
I know you're on the same page. I think the reason it'll win at the Game Awards is Keighley likes that corporate cock. And that's the fact of the matter, is that at the end of the day, the industry wants GTA 6 to be the Game of the Year. It'll be Game of the Year. I don't think it should. I think there are a lot of games that came out this year that may be better than it. I don't know. I haven't seen GTA 6 come out. I don't know what it looks like. But I also know that Red Dead Redemption 2 was great when it came out, and horses still set themselves on fire every randomly, and you were still hurled off the map every so often. And we didn't hear about crunch in Red Dead Redemption 2. But we've heard about crunch this time around, and I don't like hearing about crunch, because when I hear about crunch, not even just for the humanitarian thing, when I hear about crunch, people don't make good products under those kind of things. Like,
nobody performs well when they're in that position. Even
no one
doing a job, not making a thing, but even just like doing a job.
No one performs well. Like maybe 1%. Maybe James Bond and James Bond alone performs well when the world is trying to destroy them. But, like, nobody else performs well that way, like, under that kind of level. Certainly not your entire team. So if they really are working 80, 90-hour work weeks of crunch to get this thing done, I think it's going to be a fucking train wreck, because that's when people make mistakes. Like, it just is. So, like, I don't know. I'm very concerned about GTA 6. But aside from that, the idea that we are just all scared of it is insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. And it also just goes to show the kind of cancerous position that the industry has put themselves in.
Yeah, and I think that's the root of it all, is everybody has accepted that this one game is going to set, expectations for everything else. And I think it was one of the newsy things that we did, or it was an article that I read and I didn't put on the list, so I can't remember that. But I remember seeing something somewhere that they have to make it's something they have to sell. It's like 10 million copies or something like that right out of the gate to even break even. Because I mean, I bought GTA 5 years ago, but I got it used at GameStop.
Yeah.
And that might be what it would end up being with GTA 6 if I do ever pick it up. I don't know. There's a lot of people playing the Grand Theft Auto games, but I don't think it's as many as Rockstar thinks. I mean, they have access to those numbers for online, so sure.
Look,
and it's gonna sell gangbusters. But you can be confident in a product and it come out and be absolutely great and fantastic. But if you spent like $2 trillion to develop it, everyone and their mother could buy it and you're still not getting your money back.
Right.
That's the problem.
That is the problem. That's the problem, is that the bar for what a successful game is in the AAA space has increased 200% in the last 10 years. And that's not attainable. That's not sustainable or attainable. It's just not there. So GTA 6, I think it's going to sell well too. I don't think it should. I think everybody should, wait for a review and think about it first. But I think it's going to sell amazing because people get hyped and they get that FOMO and they've got to have it, right? And you got to have it day one. We got to have it. That being said, will it sell enough? Can it sell enough to justify its existence? Especially if they jack the price up to $100 or whatever they're thinking about doing. Can they sell enough product to actually justify their existence when our country is experiencing economic woes of huge magnitude where people don't have the money to spend on luxury items like that? Can it sell enough? That's what's insane to me, is these games require such a high return of investment that they've put themselves in a position that's unattainable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that at the end of the day, that's the problem. I don't like one game. I don't even like one company setting an entire trend. In a perfect world, I would love to see 4 different developers do 4 different games, but they all have one common thread, and then they say, oh, well, this is the new standard. Whether it's a standard that I like or not like, whatever, that's beside the point. But I feel like that is what we need to see more of, because when one company holds that much sway from one single solitary game, what do you think Grand Theft Auto 7 is going to be like?
Yeah. I think trend setting too, and that could be a topic for a whole nother show. But another thing I don't like about the trend setting, and I think that comes straight up from CEOs, not developers. I think trend setting is like, oh, Breath of the Wild, everybody can climb everything. Everybody's got to climb everything now. No, they don't, man. No, they don't. Just make good games. It makes sense in that game. And I think the developers, for the most part, get that, whereas the CEO people are like, oh, look at how much money that made. What did that do differently? Oh, that's what we got to do. And that leads to your Concords and your Suicide Squads and all of these other games that are just chasing this trend that was never supposed to be there for them. Whereas instead, just make your own game and it'll come out fine. I think that's the big problem too, is we're so, if, you know what, I think we got to move on to news. I do want to say this one more time. If your industry requires a game to sell good, just one game, or it doesn't exist anymore, you don't have an industry. It's just that simple. And I think that that's a huge problem. So, all right. Do you have anything else to add, my friend?
I do not.
All right, let's take a quick pause. We'll come back with the news.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our final segment. That is the news. Neil likes to collect news stories that don't necessarily deserve a talking point. Maybe we don't want to do them as a talking point, but we still want to tell you about them, want to riff about them. Neil has 6. One of them came from me, which I'm proud of.
Yes.
Take it away, Neil.
All right, so starting off the top here, let's get the juggernauts out of the way. Steam Decks. Boy, I hope nobody was looking to get a Steam Deck here soon. This was actually one that I also missed out on initially.
God, this could have been a whole talking point on its own.
This could have been a whole talking point. So Steam Decks went up in price, much like other things, but nobody expected them to be up $300 for the 512 and 1 terabyte OLED versions of the Steam Decks. They don't really do the 256 a whole heck of a lot anymore. But
I think you can only get them refurbished.
I was gonna say, yeah. Even mine's an LCD 256, so it's not even the OLED. But yeah, because of market conditions, Steam Decks now are almost $1,000. So that just means wonderful things for the Steam machine. At this point, I would have so much respect, and I feel like everybody else would have so much respect for Valve if they came out and said, "Hey, I think it's in everyone's best interest that we just push this Steam machine until like the end of next year for now and see what happens." Because it is not going to end well with them, and they've already fucked up Steam machines once. So
I think this price hike is a giant mistake. Look, I am not a financial guy, all right? I don't necessarily understand the economics behind everything. I know that we are in a shitty place, and everything's going up because of it. I think it's going up way more than it needs to on a lot of things, but that's just what it is. That's the world we live in right now. Inflation's lost its fucking mind. That being said, the thing that made the Steam Deck special was its price. I hate to say this. Like, look, it's a handheld portable that can play your PC stuff. There's actually like 1,000 of them now. Okay, there's thousands of them. What made this special? It was better priced than the original Switch. Like that's what we were talking about. It was better priced than the Switch 2. Like the thing that made the Steam Deck special was its price. Bar none, 100%, and now you don't have that. Not only do you not have that, but I would say that there's actually other PC handhelds out there that are cheaper priced than you right now. I remember some of them are like $700, $800. Like I think they're a little bit better than you at this point now. That's real bad, especially when your specs don't even up to them. Like you're in a real tough spot. This was a huge mistake. I don't know why they did it. Again, maybe there's legitimate reasons behind it. I mean, I am sure there's definitely legitimate reasons behind a price hike of some sort. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying the amount of money that they are asking for now is insane.
Oh yeah.
The product went from best value to most overpriced in a night.
It really did, actually, because the OLED Steam Deck, it does have some very minor improvements outside of the display, but nothing absolutely insane. But like myself, I got my Steam Deck kind of on a whim back when they were doing a sale on them. It was like $325 is what I ended up paying for mine, which is fucking banger. Absolutely fantastic.
Absolute banger.
But with that, if they were on sale for $600 or $700, that same device that I bought, I would not have purchased it. For that reason exactly. It is a value proposition. It came in, blew the doors off of the handheld PC market, and was poised to maintain that dominance for a while.
Yeah.
And now that the price is going to be going up on it, I mean, yeah, it's still technically cheaper than like a Legion Go or something, but not by much.
Yeah. Like I said, I think all of Steam's offense is in its price. It always has been. Same with the Steam Machine. I've been saying that about the Steam Machine forever. I don't know what the price of the Steam Machine is going to be, but it needs to be cheaper than the other consoles. It just has to be if you want it to be successful. And if this isn't, if at this point, if it was cheaper than the other consoles, it would be cheaper than your portable Steam Deck, which is insane.
Yeah, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, that's what I first thought.
Of that.
I was like, if the Steam Deck is at the price that it should be at, it will be like $200 cheaper than your fucking Steam Decks, which is nuts to me. I think that, like, this was a huge mistake. This is their biggest ammunition against the other guys, and they just completely miffed it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, 100%. So we'll see what that does. That, I mean, I don't know, man. This could be something that could lead us to only one Steam Deck like generation, effectively.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So the next big old beefer here, Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So, Destiny's basically dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Destiny is basically dead here. They
haven't stopped doing support yet, have they?
Well, they haven't yet, but it's got a death sentence effectively.
Are they taking it offline, or
it's not being taken offline? But that is the first step. Dropping support for the game is the first step.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if you heard the bill passed.
Oh, I've been trying to keep up on that here and there. I'd be very interested to see how that
43-16 in California it passed.
Yes, that is. We're referring to the. There's a bill in California that California is seen as one of those trend-setting states when it comes to laws
for gaming, specifically
for gaming and everything else. Honestly, but in this case, what we're really looking at here is. We're looking at the potential for keeping games alive after they're being taken offline.
Yes.
So there is a very real possibility that we could have games being dead a thing of the past. But going back to the Destiny stuff, they have canceled expansions that they already had planned, and they are jumping straight to their final update, which is called the Moment of Triumph. After which they will be ceasing the development on that game, at least as it is told so far. On top of that, it doesn't bode well for Bungie anyways, because they, of course, shelved all the expansions for Destiny 2, and Destiny 3 has been pitched multiple times and has not been greenlit. So we are in dire straits right now over here at Bungie, which, you know, I was talking to a guy I work with the other day, and he's endless optimism, this individual. But I was like, he's one of those that plays Marathon, and he plays it hardcore too. Like, he's all in it. And I was like, well, enjoy it while it's around, because Destiny's about to be dead, or Bungie's about to be dead here soon. Oh, no. That's this, that, and the third. Like, no, dude, like, listen to me. And then the next day he came back in after jumping on to Destiny for a little bit. He's like, oh, yeah, game's Bungie's fucking dead. Like, it's seriously, like, we've talked about it a little bit with the financials and how it's gone and everything like that. Bungie's acquisition, or Sony's acquisition of Bungie, did not really play out the way that they thought it would, and it's very unfortunate that it all comes down to money yet again.
It really is, especially with a company that kind of their bread and butter was Destiny and Destiny 2 for a really long time. They made that thing work. I think this is really sad. I think Destiny 2 had a good place in the zeitgeist of games as service. I don't think there should have ever been a Destiny 3, personally. I think you just keep updating. If you're going to do a games as service, commit to it and stop. Like, don't make people buy a new game every so often. That being said, I mean, I don't know whose idea it was to make Marathon. I don't know whose idea it was to make Marathon a extraction shooter. I don't know. I don't know. What I think, though, was it was a mistake. I think they should have focused on the thing that brought them to the table, which was Destiny 2. They always should have. I think the quality of Destiny 2 has slipped over the last few years, and that has only hurt it while they've been working on Marathon, which was already looking like a train like a train wreck. Now Marathon's out. They've already said it underperformed, so we're in this weird place where, I mean, it's a bummer. It's a real bummer that, like, the way they're doing this, but Destiny 2 should have been their primary concern, not the other way around. Or if they were going to make another game, it certainly shouldn't have been an extraction shooter.
Absolutely. So this one was very interesting to me because we are like getting to this point that there's just like an oversaturation, which we've talked about before, but the oversaturation is ridiculous at this point. Quantic Dream just pulled the plug on a live service MOBA called Spellcaster Chronicles. So if you were today years old when you found out that Quantic Dream, the people who put out one game every 15 to 20 years, and they do solely single player, extreme heavy, like quick time events, like it's a movie that you play games, had a live service MOBA. Welcome to the club. Because I found out when I read this article at the same time.
No, you didn't. I'm here to tell you your memory's as bad as mine because we actually covered this in a news story. I think this year, like earlier this year. Yeah, we talked about it, you and I, at long length. Because Quantum Dream was doing a MOBA, and it was fucking weird, and we didn't understand why they were doing that. We also talked about how it was going to be like Concord all over again. Like, you and I had a large discussion. It wasn't a talking point, but it was a news story. So I am here to tell you your memory is as bad as mine, my friend. You did not find out today. Your memory just forgot about it.
I don't think I would. I think I would reclassify it as we're now to the point that these things get so are just so many of them, so little information, so trend chasey that they don't even get a foothold. They don't get a note. They don't get anything. Yeah. And then, you know, stuff like this happens. Like, yeah, well, maybe, I guess we talked about it when it was kind of come out there. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Yeah, sure. I would definitely say that I have a iffy memory for sure.
I am.
Damn.
So sick of companies throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks without considering the quality of it at all. Like, that's what this is. It's like mobile, blah, 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 blah. And did anything stick? No? Okay. Like, why in the name of all that is holy is Quantic Dream doing a games of service game? They are a story-heavy game to the point where they don't even do, like, real gameplay. It's mostly quick-time events. Like, that's the kind of company you're talking with. These are digital storytellers, and you had them do a MOBA? Like, I never played the game. I don't know what the quality was. I mean, but I think that's stupid. I think that's absolutely stupid. And I don't think anybody at Quantic Dream was like, let's make a MOBA. I think CEOs were like, hey man, everybody likes MOBAs. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Let's make a MOBA, you know? I think that's what it is, you know?
Oh, 100%. 100%. So, from there, Reggie Fils-Aimé actually confirmed a little bit a while ago when speaking at an NYU event that the NES and SNES Mini were sold to help get Nintendo through the end of the Wii U's life. So basically, the only reason that those things came about was the Wii U was that bad. They were like, hey, we got to get money somehow. And they got it. I mean, they sure as hell got my money for each of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's
I'm still pissed they don't sell them anymore.
Yeah. I very curious actually to see what those things go for nowadays.
Probably a lot.
Nintendo loves to do that, but at the same time, I'm also kind of a sucker when they do that. Like, I got the Super Mario 3D All Stars. I think, if I remember correctly, I got one of the launch ones that had the messed up case too, because they had
Nice.
them originally messed up whenever they first
Yeah.
released. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad that the Wii U was that bad, but at the same time, I mean, I also remember watching their event where I was asking the same questions everybody else was. Like, so is this a new console? Is this an add-on? Can I use my Wii motes that I have now? What is this thing? What's it for? What's it doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was just there. It was a toy to sell money, is what it was. It was a nostalgia play to keep them alive, and
Oh yeah.
it worked. It worked. They needed it, and it worked.
All right. Last two.
Okay, fun ones.
These ones are fun ones. So I'm going to go with the one that I got here, and then we'll finish out with Zach's. So there's a guy named Kyle Lee Owens who is suing the Pokemon Company over a denied application to be a Pokemon professor, which is apparently a thing that you can do. You can actually apply to be a Pokemon professor. So there's two parts. There's a test to make sure you know your information and what it is that you're talking about. So I guess very in-depth stuff.
Okay.
Like names of Pokemon, types, all this other stuff. The second part is a background check, just to make sure that, you are, I believe in the article it said, exemplifying the values of the world of Pokemon or whatever.
Okay.
He passed the test swimmingly, but unfortunately he got hung up with a 10-year-old felony for failure. Wow.
It's okay.
Failing.
You having a stroke?
I apparently am. Failing to appear in court.
Oh.
So he got denied, and he
That's
is now
bullshit.
suing the Pokemon Company over that.
More power to him. Sue him.
Yeah, to be fair.
Sue him. Here's my thing. This is probably a hot take, okay? But I think we focus way too much on retribution as a society and not enough on redemption or rehabilitation. We always have. Like, could you imagine a dude trying to turn his life around from like a nasty crime with the most not nasty thing he could think of, which is being a Pokemon professor and getting denied because like he was a drug dealer at some point, like I think that like there's gotta be a point where people get to say I'm sorry and try to do something constructive. Like, or what are we even doing? We might as well just shoot them when they're arrested in the first place. Like, it doesn't make sense, Like, like we got to give them a chance. You got to give them a chance. Like, you just do. There's so many things that are restricted once you get a felony, period. Like in general, like that, like, I think it's real fucked up that like somebody can't try and turn their life around in any way, shape, or form, like, and it's even worse when the felony is just not failing to appear at court. So
yeah,
dude overslept, and you can't be a Pokemon professor.
Now, if it was like failure to appear in court for like a drug conviction or something like that, like, yeah, okay, cool, like, yeah, I'm with them on that. But if it's like a civil dispute or something non-violent or like not drug related, like a traffic ticket that he wanted to fight and just didn't show up, one, he would have lost anyways.
Yeah.
But two, like, come on, man, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, even the drug stuff, like, I feel like, or like the more nastier crimes. I mean, obviously there's some that should definitely procure you no matter what, but I think there's still like got to be a level of like, when did you do this? How long has it been since you've done this? Like, have you showed the right amount of change to not, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. Maybe a hot take, but okay.
All right, so the last one here, which funny is, as we were just talking about this here, I did in fact go through and look at some of the clips in this here, so I now have context for this.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the one I brought to the table, guys.
Yes. So yeah, Forza Horizon 6 came out and is amazing. Apparently, it just almost. I think I got a 10 on IGN, and everybody's giving it, amazing scores across the board.
I don't buy it, but I did.
But wait, you said you bought it?
I don't buy it. It's a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
but yeah, it got really good scores.
It did, yes. But there is apparently an AI driver in that game named Bowie Knife 99. Now, Bowie Knife 99 is a dick. Bowie Knife 99,
like insane
drives
stuff,
like an absolute idiot, and will intentionally camp out and just like crash
ram
into people.
Yeah,
like aggressively go after you, like to try to crash you at all when you're racing. The one clip, I guess it was on like a motorcycle or a trike or something like that, and this is just showing up in places and just like being the biggest troll.
I want to give even more context to this, okay? Because when Neil says it's an AI driver, it's not. So what? How Forza works is they have this thing called drivatars, okay? Yeah. A drivatar is a AI representation of another player, okay? Might just be a screen name and they just infer from that, but it'll be like me and Neil both own, an example would be me and Neil both own Forza 6, right? And I'm playing and I go into my race. My opponents will be filled out. Possibly one of them will be Neil. Neil's not playing. He's not actually that character, but the game itself extrapolates his driving style from how he drives and infers that to Neil, to Neil's drivatar, okay? So that's what's even crazier about this.
Yeah.
Is Bowie Knife 99 is out there somewhere. Is a person who has been just doing this. That's how they play this game. So much so that the AI is like, oh, this is what he does. So when he randomly pops up into people's game, because the drivatars can also randomly pop up from just random people out in the world. When he randomly pops up in the game doing something crazy, it's because there's a dude out there doing that shit. But what's even more nuts is that person hasn't come forward. Like, nobody seems to know who it is. Nobody's been like, that guy's Bowie Knife 99. It's just this fucking drivatar that just keeps showing up murdering people, which has made some speculation where people are like, maybe it's not a person. Maybe it's this secret bad guy that Forza, that the Playground developers have programmed into the game and stuff like that. Like, it's created its own urban legend, like its own boogeyman about it, and it's amazing. There's so many memes online and like clips of like you'll just be in a race and all of a sudden he just launches in the wrong direction and rams into you, just taking you out of the race completely. Like there's so many clips of stuff like that.
Yeah, it is absolutely, and I mean, it's a cool idea.
It's really cool.
Also, like,
it's really cool.
Sidebar, it's a really cool idea to basically take the idea of a race ghost and just like kick it up another notch. I love that. But yeah, to think that there is this person out there who wakes up every morning and chooses violence by getting on to Forza and like driving like that. And I want to know, like, is this person now, like, does this person keep driving like that to maintain this legend?
He would have to. He would have to.
Do they get to play the game anymore? Like, do they get to really play the game?
I feel like he has to wake up every morning and get on that game and spend 2 hours just fucking with people and then turn the game off. Like that's what he does. Like he does not do anything else. Like he fucks with people and then he turns the game off. That is his experience. It's like the same as like you buying fucking Skyrim to jump off the tallest hill. Like,
yes,
that's what this guy does. This guy's like, I'm buying that game and I'm gonna ruin people's lives forever. He's gotta know. There's no way. Either that or he's literally just like, I'm going to drive into cars. It does not realize what he's doing, and that's why he hasn't come forward. He just plays racing games like a lunatic, and like the game is recording that. I don't know. There's so many theories, and like it's been a long time, especially in the world that we exist in now, which is very, very digital. Like you do it, it's online, everybody knows about it. It's, you know, like for it to have an actual like urban legend boogeyman in this context is just so interesting and cool.
Oh yes. Yeah, I hope this legend. This is almost Leroy Jenkins. This is approaching Leroy Jenkins.
Yes. I want to say this right now. I can't imagine that Bowie Knife 99 listens to us if he is a real person. But Bowie Knife 99, if you are out there, you're doing God's work. Keep it up and never tell anyone about you. Never tell anyone it was you. Maybe on your deathbed. Maybe at like 82, you're finally dying. Your son whispers in, you're like, I was Bowie Knife 99. And then you croak. Like, that's okay. But other than that, you never tell anybody who you are. Like, this needs to be like the Zodiac killer of gaming. Like, he could still be out there at any time waiting to fuck you up.
What if Bowie Knife 99 starts showing up in other games?
Oh my god.
Just like please. Their entire existence is trolling now.
First of all, Bowie Knife 99 is definitely going to show up in other games because developers love this kind of shit. So it'll be like inside baseball jokes, but he'll show up there, whether it's him or just them programming in some sort of Bowie Knife 99 sort of reference. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we'll see him in other games. But yeah, like if you're just playing World of Warcraft and Bowie Knife is there, like fucking clubbing you while you're fighting a dragon, like I want that. I want that forever. I want to die. I want to die not knowing who Bowie 99 is, not understanding this mystery.
But that is all I have for this week.
All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll call it a day.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it brings us to the end of the show and the shameless self-promotion that comes with it. A Tiny Wizard, promote stuff!
We managed to finally finish recording Ordo. And let me just say here, too, I think it's insane that we did 2 recordings back to back after
they were good.
Having like months between sometimes from when we've been able to record it.
And that was like a Wednesday and a Thursday.
It really was. Yeah. It really was. We got done on Wednesday and we were like, when's the next day? And it was started as a joke. We were like, oh yeah, Thursday. Oh, let's just do it tomorrow. And it's like just somehow actually magically worked. And we're all like, okay. But yeah, we have gone through and we have finished that hunt there. So that's going to start. Zach gets to do all his work on the back end, getting that stuff all ready.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we have, something else here maybe in the works that we're going to try to get figured out here soon. We have the ball rolling on that there as a off-season thing to counter Ordo, I guess. But outside of that, we have this. Now that summer's rolling around, we should hopefully be able to get some more other things going here. So things to come.
Yes. Things to come, wonderful things. As far as Ordo, if you are a role-playing game actual play listener and you're listening to this show and you're excited about the next hunt, I would be able to say that definitively it will probably be out Monday the 8th, I think, will be the day that we see the first episode from Hunt Season 3, all things considered. As far as the other stuff, we are going to record some BG3L3. I am planning on talking to Neil when we're done with this podcast, actually, about potentially scheduling something for that. And then we are working on another potential actual play project, but I don't want to announce anything until we at least get a session 0 going. And other than that, I have a lot of stuff out right now, reviews wise. I also did a run of a show called What It Needs, which is just I take a game that I've been playing a lot of and I just tell you what I think it needs. It's usually a 10-15 minute episode, and it's a pretty easy watch. You guys have really responded to it, so I will probably be doing more of those once I collect some more games to talk about. I also have a bunch of reviews coming out and that have come out. I re-reviewed Nitrogen Omega, the 1.0 release. Really enjoyed that game. Mad King Redemption, I've got a review for that coming. And First Light, I also have a review for that coming, as long as I can force myself to stop playing it long enough to record it. So we got a bunch of stuff coming. Keep your eye out for that. Also, this summer we'll bring us more OMGM. So just keep your eye out. We got some stuff on the horizon. Other than that, we're gonna try and get you 2 weeks of the podcast. So we hopefully we'll be back next week with that. And
if we are, we probably already know what our topic is going to be because the Summer Fuck Fest starts here on the 2nd.
Yeah, Summer Fuck Fest starts, so we'll probably be talking about that. All right, guys, as long as you guys keep watching, you keep listening, we'll keep making them. We'll see you guys next time.
What's it called? Marathon's going free to play.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, my problem with that, and I'll probably give it a shot if it goes free to play, like, without a doubt. But my problem with Marathon is the difficulty. It's always been the difficulty level. Like, like I don't need to be try hard. Like, it's definitely specifically made for people who are like pro gamers, which is stupid in my opinion. It doesn't have mass media appeal. And they canceled Destiny 2, which was also stupid in my opinion. I think they're making a lot of mistakes with that company personally.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I would try it. I would definitely try it if it becomes free to play. I'm not going to pay a red cent of my own dollars for that game, though.
No, absolutely not.
Not happening. Especially not when I am so fucking deep into First Light. It owns my soul. Like, everything I do, I'm like, how do I get away from this to play more First Light? Like, how do I get to that again?
That's a good thing, though. I mean,
dude,
it's a good sign.
It's the first AAA game that's really, like, got me in a long time. I will say there is some downsides to it. I'll talk about it in the review, but like the specs on that game don't need to be that high. Like, so yeah, it's the first like AAA game that's got me in a while, but the specs they don't need to be that high. Like, I'm playing the game and there's nothing in this game that requires the amount of graphical fidelity that game requires out of my hard drive. So, like, I'm like, and the fact that you can't lower the settings anymore is, I kind of feel like slightly egregious on that one. Like, it just doesn't need to be as heavy as it is, I guess, you know? I don't know. I would be, I'm not a developer, but I would be really interested to know why this game requires so much VRAM and processing power versus some of the other games that I've played just fine on my PC without any big red warning lights or pop in, pop out because of it. Especially since the settings, I can't set them any lower, which to me is like, why can't I set them lower? Like, because it still looks really good here. So, like, why can't I make these lower? Like, this is PC Gaming 101. Like, I should be able to make it so that they look like boxes. Like, and I can't do that. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me.